All right, Shalom. I'd like to first start out by giving all honor and glory praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that teach this truth and real well. Wa Shalom to you sincere Akim that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth that's pushing this truth and sincerity and charity. My name is Yeremia out of the GMS Indianapolis camp, the branch out here in Indianapolis, Indiana. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. I wanted to push the button on Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1. Just out here in the park, just going for a little stroll, man. Just wanted to get into this chapter right here. So without further ado, this is the book of Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not time." It says, "and make not haste in time of trouble." All right. So, it says right here, it says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation," man. All right. You have to prepare, you have to have it in your mind, when you come into this knowledge, all right, when you come into this walk, okay, you're gonna be faced with trials. The Lord's gonna put you through certain tests, okay. The Lord is gonna put you through certain situations, man, okay. And it's important that you understand that that this thing is about suffering, like how Elder Apostle Gabar says. This walk is ultimately about suffering, man. All right. And being in this flesh, always is looking for the easy way out. It's always looking to be comforted. But we ultimately have to be comforted by the words, okay. We ultimately have to be comforted by the words of the Lord, man. Okay. To keep our spirit, intact. To the point to where we're not, bugging out. We're supposed to lean upon the Lord, for to comfort our spirits, man. All right. Because even though going through certain trials and afflictions, they don't feel good. Of course, catching hell never feels good. But that's a part of this walk. We gotta you gotta be able to bear your cross. Okay? You gotta be able to bear your cross in this thing, man. All right, and the Lord, He's not gonna put more than you can handle, man. All right, let me go ahead and grab that. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13. It says, "There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it." All right, so when the Lord puts us through certain, situations, certain trials. It could be, you could be struggling financially. Okay, you could be without a vehicle. All right, your woman might leave you. But the Lord knows that you can handle these things. The Lord knows that you can deal with these afflictions, man. All right, because ultimately the Lord, He is putting us through that spiritual refining process. The Lord is trying to purge out those spiritual impurities within us. Which is why you catch hell. Hey, I was listening to Apostle Ramab earlier, and I can't quote it like word for word, but he said something along the lines of, "You mean to tell me, you're calling upon the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai? All right, you're calling out these demons. All right, through the Spirit of the Lord. All right, and you don't think you're not gonna feel some type of resistance? Because this is spiritual warfare. At the end of the day, the Lord will let spiritual demon Satan, okay, the Most High will allow, okay, spiritual demon Satan to plague you at certain times. All right, just like how Job was being plagued, man. All right, but see, the thing with Job, he never lost his integrity. He didn't let the things, he didn't let the hell that he was going through lose his. He didn't let that he didn't let that stuff get to him, man. He kept his integrity all the way, man. All right, and that's how we have to be, and ultimately, if you're going through it, you can get through it, okay? Because the Lord will ultimately, what does it say right here? It says, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So the Lord, the Lord knows you. If you're going through it, the Lord knows you can get through it, man. So ultimately, man, you just got to deal. All right, we're not here on this side to be comfortable, man. All right, we're not here to try to establish our life here on this side, man. All right. Okay, because part of the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is to destroy this place, man. To destroy Babylon the Great. All right. That's the Lord's will, man, is for this wicked ass kingdom to be destroyed. All right. And the Lord sets up, all right, his only begotten son, Yahushai, all right, with the elect joint heirs to rule the earth in righteousness. All right, for eternity. All right. So why bug out, for the hell? And hey, if you're going through it, hey, that's a good sign. That goes to show you that the Lord's dealing with you, man. When you see these people out here, prospering in the world, man, living it up, having a good time, man. Hey, it's because these people. It's because the Lord, hey man, the Lord ain't dealing with these people. The Lord ain't dealing with. Let's use Jake for example. All right, Jake, doing good for themselves. Here in this society, man. All right, you got because you got certain Jakes, that you know, on this side that are just living super comfortable here in this society. All right, and this place was never, America was never set up for you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, to have a to have a a so-called quote unquote good life here in America, man. All right. Ultimately, man, hey, the majority of our people are wicked, man. All right, and the Lord didn't choose them to suffer for Him. All right, hey, because our people they want the glory, they want the glory on this side. All right, all these celebrity jakes that sell out, all right, in Hollywood or in the music industry, man. They don't want to go through the curses, man. They want stability. They want security. So what do? They sell out to Esau, Edom, all right, for that bag, so that they can get them a nice apartment, a nice car, or a nice house. Have a wife, have some kids, and all right. But the Lord is ultimately gonna hey, when the Lord come back, the Lord is gonna just destroy them people, man. All right, because these wicked jakes in the world, man, their mind was their mind was set upon the things of this world, man. All right, and not repenting, turning back to the Lord, and serving Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Majority of Israelites do not want to serve, all right, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. All right, that's why the Lord has a remnant, all right, an elect number to do this work. Okay, so ultimately, man, don't trip. If you're going through it, man, do not trip. Just keep on enduring. If you're going through hell, keep going. All right. If you're going through hell, keep going. There's light at the other end of the tunnel, man. All right, you just got to endure, man. The scripture says, endure hardness as a good soldier of Hamashiach. Hey, man, because, hey, we're coming into some worse times, man. All right, Second Esdras, chapter 14. Second Ezra chapter 14 and verse 14, it says, let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature. All right, it says, let go from thee mortal thoughts, man. What are mortal thoughts? Oh man, I don't know where I'm gonna get my money, man. I ain't got my car, man. Shit, how am I gonna get to work? I got this bill, and shit that just weighs upon your mind. All right, this system, this matrix, right, living in this demonic ass kingdom. Esau, he wants you to be stressed out. He wants you to be he wants you to care about the bullshit cares of this life, man. All right. But the Lord said to cast off, the Lord said to let go from thee mortal thoughts. All right, mortal thoughts are the things that trouble you, mentally in your mind, man. All right, the things, the things that worry you. And at times, you know, hey man, hey, we're in this flesh, man. So at times, you know, we may feel, you know, heavy in the spirit. All right, but that's why we have these scriptures, man. That's why we have prayer, man. All right. That's why, you know, the Lord has equipped us with the weapons to fight against these demons. All right. All right, because these people in the world, they worry about shit like that. They worry about where they're gonna, you know, if they lose their job, where they gonna, where they gonna get a job, or you know, or some dude lost, you know, his woman, like, you know, they all crying about it. Like, man, nah, man, you're not supposed to be attached to nothing on this side, man. You're not supposed to be attached to nothing, man. Everything on this side is temporary, man. And it's all gonna be destroyed, man. And things are gonna get worse on this side. All right. we are experiencing the collapse of this society, man. All right. All right, we are experiencing the collapse of this society, and Barakatah Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, that this society is collapsing, man. All right, because, hey, that's further. You know, the more that this place breaks down, the more we up out of here, Lord willing, bro. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, I pray that the Lord shows, you know, mercy on me, mercy on my brothers, you know, mercy on my immediate family, man. All right. Okay, because why? Because we serve. All right, because that's all we have hope in. We have hope in what's real, man, and that's the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Everything else in this world is bullshit. You know? You know, people are not even decent anymore. Like this place is trash. Straight trash. All right? It says let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature, man. So, you know, a lot of that, you know, worrying about this, that, and the third, man, you know, that you gotta put that off, man. You know, because, you know, that's weak. All right, you gotta really think, man. All right, we are approaching into a time of society just completely collapsing, man. All right, these people are gonna be out here just bugged out. These people that eat McDonald's and all this bullshit, hey man, these people are gonna be trying to invade each other's houses for the lack of bread. All right, these people are gonna be eating. These people are gonna try to, you know, start eating each other. You know, cannibalism is gonna come back in a big way. All right. And you're gonna have martial law troops. All right, it's gonna be pestilences, man. All right. The scriptures talks about it. A Jacob's trouble, a day like never before. You know. So, really, when you go through affliction, when you go through hell, you actually become numb. You actually become numb to all the fucking, all the worries and all the, you know, all the bullshit. Sometimes I get mad when thoughts like that, you know, enter into my mind, man. Like, man, like I get mad, man. Like, I don't want to be stressing about this shit, man. All this shit is bullshit. All this bullshit, man, you got to deal with, man. Whether it's on the job, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, it is what it is, man. Just take it for what it is and endure. Endure as a good soldier, man. All right, verse 15, it says, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter, man. All right? A day like, hey, as a matter of fact, hey, I'm gonna grab that in Jeremiah 30. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right. And, you know, those are the times that we're entering into, man. All right. Just complete anarchy in the streets. Okay. You know, complete anarchy in the street. Yeah, these people are not going to know where they're going to get their next meal from. All right. Women are going to be getting, people are going to be getting kidnapped. Women going to be getting ravished. All right. It's going to be chaos, man. All right. But the Lord is going to protect his elect. All right. Even though the, the Lord, us hopefully like brothers, that are on the earth are we're gonna enter in these times, but the Lord is but the Lord is gonna the Lord's gonna be with us, man. All right, because ultimately, man, the Lord is bringing all these calamities and hell, all right, upon these wicked people, man. All right, and we may be faced with certain situations. All right, we may be faced with certain situations in that day, but that's when your faith has, that's where faith comes in, man. The power in believing that Yahweh Bashim Yashai can deliver you, man, from any situation, man. It says Jeremiah chapter 30. I'm gonna read that from the top again. It says Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it, man. Yeah, man, it's gonna, you can't compare, the times that we're coming into are unprecedented, man. All right, it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse when the Most High flooded the earth, all right, and saved but 8 souls. All right, it's gonna be worse when the Lord destroyed ancient Sodom and Gomorrah and those neighboring cities, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation, vexed with the filthy conversation of those wicked ass Hamites, man. All right. But hey, you see how the Lord, always made a way for his men. The Lord always, delivered his men out of tight situations, man. All right, and that's supposed to boost your faith. It says it is even the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, it is even the time of Jacob's trouble, because Jacob, okay, which is interchangeable with Israel, which you Israelites consist of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the true biblical Israelites. Okay, hey man, Jacob's gonna suffer. All right, this is Jacob's trouble, man. Jake, hey, Jake is gonna suffer down here, man. All right, but the Lord is gonna deliver the Lord is gonna keep and deliver his elect out of that. All right. It says it is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right, and that he is going into the elect. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up right here, man. Stay strong in the spirit, man. Don't let this bullshit American fucking trash ass system, weigh you down, man. This place is a joke, man. You know, and Esau designed it that way. You know, you know, because hey, Esau wants you to be dependent on his bitch ass, man. All right, so to hell with this place, man. May Yahweh Bashim Ashai keep destroying this place, man. All right, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.